What's up, Digidestins? Did you hear that bell? That means it's another day in the Market Watch. We got some cards to talk about. Championship promos from UK, well, the European market I want to talk about, and a few bunch of other things. But because I want to talk about the championship promos, let's get into the video, shall we? It's very rare that I actually started off with the European market exclusive cards. So right now they have these cards and they're selling at these prices. So right now we're looking at not a bad price for the high Commandramon, especially if you guys are going to be max raritying Commandramon decks. We're looking at 15 euros to 17s pretty quickly. There are a decent amount in the 15-16 range. It does get a little more pricier after that. It'll start climbing to 18s to 20s, but it's kind of good to see that way. If we're at least somewhere in that ballpark when we have our nationals, and on the US side, it'll be good. So definitely hope for like 15 range. Lugarmon, definitely in the 14, 15, 16 range as well. It's not a bad price range. It is showing a downward trend a little bit, and that's just hopefully continues. Sunflowmon, definitely shooting up. It's one of the cheaper ones though in the 5, so definitely it looks like the High Commandramon and Lugar will be the chase cards. So definitely I'm liking that. Then we have Vidramon here in the 4 to 5 euro range as well. Same thing. It's still looking like it's those guys. And then a Gunimon, the one that basically gets to play a Takuya from, from your hand without paying its cost. You got 6 euros, 7 euros. So this is your like mid range. So it's not bad to see where we're going to be looking at when it comes down to Championship 2023 promos. So I'm kind of excited for that. Now let's get into the meat of it. So Dex Darugamon X record pre-release cards looking like $25 and going down. Good to see it start coming down. Looks like people picked them up at 19s, which wasn't terrible not too long ago, but I expect this hype to be continued because there is a next. It already showed off in a sneak preview of the light novel that's going about, that you will be seeing a Pulsemon evolution with Lugarmon evolution holding it as a sword, and that a Kazuamon, I think it is, as a sword for it, so it's not a bad trade-off. It does a Pulsemon combination, which would be cool to see what they do with it. And then you're gonna have the X antibody version of Darugamon, Dex Darugamon, facing off against them, it looks like. So it's going to be definitely cool to see. So we're going to be seeing some Dex support coming through. So it'll be definitely interesting to see what happens in the long game with that. So it's going to be cool because that means we probably might get some inheritable Dex Daruga stuff. The Dex support for Alphamon might actually be really cool, and it might replace some of this older stuff that just isn't cutting it anymore. Then we do have on the Europe side looking like 13s to 18s, and you guys are on buyout status as well, and you're climbing up. So I don't know, I would wait out a little bit because I think we're just going to get a full new line because they do have a tendency of doing that. Agumon Winter, do not touch this card at all. People just went crazy ham for this card. For a card that's not seeing any competitive play, by the way. This card sees maybe a light play in like Ulti Cup style, but you're not playing this in most main decks. I'm sorry to say that, but the Agumon's just not good enough for it. Europe side, you guys looking solid. Instead of our $20 a pop card, you guys are in the 10s, which is more acceptable and reasonable. I think that's a lot better to definitely see. Then Lucemon Chaos Mode is starting to climb up, boys and girls. This is because of EX, 6 hype? The Angel versus the Demon set that's coming out, which I'm excited to see because we know for a fact that Lucemon should be getting the rest of its evolutions, if not close to the rest of its evolutions. We should be seeing the dragon form, maybe an X antibody. That would be kind of cool, but we'll have to see. I think it'll be very interesting to see what goes on with that, but definitely start picking up your copies now because how Lucemon is. Especially once they reveal its next evolution, you're expecting this thing to shoot up. Europe side looking like 15, 16 range. Crazy. Same thing. You guys are expecting this to climb. I do not expect this to come down anytime soon because the closer and closer we get to those reveals, more likely it's gonna shoot up. Gabumon Winter Holiday, climbing, kind of settling in the 7s. It's not terrible, especially since this one does see play, and who doesn't like a good Gabumon holding a present with Matt in a red suit? So, definitely excited. Europe side looking like €2, €3. Hopefully we'll get down to this price range, but that's gonna be a little bit for us, so. Long season ahead. Greymon X Antibody Blast Record pre-release winning card. After that sudden jump up, it's just been holding in this $30 range. It's got some listings at 28, which isn't terrible, but hopefully this starts dipping down soon, but who knows. Europe side looking like €12, €13. I know these usually are cheaper because they're not really ultimately competitive cards, and especially since this one is very chased after because it is a Greymon card, it usually stays high for a good while until it's rotated out of existence. Lady Devi Gift Box 2023, climbing up, boys and girls, hitting 14s, close to 15 actually. That's kind of scary to see this. I get it because look at the thing, it's a full art card. You definitely have the alternate art. You have multiple copies, so it's not like you're at the end of the world if you don't get this full art, but it's kind of cool looking full art. Europe side looking like €7 to €8. Major thing we have to take into account that this does see possible play in Anubismon in EX05, so just keep on your radar, especially if you guys want to max that deck, but we have to be cautious because of the ban list tomorrow. Mumzemon Resurgent Booster definitely finally coming down from that skyrocketed $5 a pop. Jeez Louise. I mean, we were close to 8s with this card. Now good to see him come down to 250. So if you guys have been waiting to pick up Mumze, 250 is not a bad pickup. Europe side, you guys are still on buyout. I'm sorry. €6 to €10 range. It jumps from 6 to 7 to 9s pretty quickly. I feel bad. Just wait it out. There's no reason for you to rush from Mumze. Metal Greymon Ace Alternate Art Blast Ace BT14. How the mighty have fallen from 30s down to 5s. One of the worst aces of the set, and probably one of the worst aces in general. We'll have to see how that goes long term, but Metal Greymon Ace is kaputsis. €5, €6. You're kind of in the same ballpark as us. I feel bad. Our rest in peace for this card. Commandramon Alternate Art finally dipping down a little bit. We had we shoot up to like 7s and 8s for a little bit, and then now finally into the 6s and starting to come down. Just hold out, wait it out. Especially if things change up, you can definitely see a different kind of style of play. But just wait it out. Europe side looking like €4, €5. You guys are a little bit cheaper than us, which is good to see. Hopefully you guys continue to travel downwards. Mervamon Dimensional Phase, kind of just after that spike back in October, it started to come down a little bit, and it's holding in this $4 range. It's not terrible. You could definitely pick up this card dirt cheap. I think $4 a pop if you're going to be playing Anubismon the next set. Pretty much you're going to want it. But just be cautious because it is not long before that ban list. So you're really going to have to pay attention. If she is not on that list tomorrow, or some sort of hit to Anubis is not on that list tomorrow, expect her to climb up. Right now, it's just a waiting game because with the an emergency ban list that happened shortly after we've already had one, I'm going to be straight honest with you. I don't know what's going to happen here. Cards will definitely dip. Europe side, you guys only have €5. You guys go really from 5s to 8s pretty quickly. It's not even funny. I feel bad for you guys, but expect this. It's either going to make or break at this point. We'll have to see. Shin Mumze from Resurgent Booster. Good to see him coming down from that $10 price. Man, oh man, crazy. I wish I was able to flip mine, but I had to wait for my extra copies a little far too long. So I don't think I'm making any profit off of this card. Europe side, €4 and 45 cents. Goes to €5 pretty quickly to 6s to 7s really fast. Then Numemon Blast Ace pre-release cards, BT14. You know what? It spiked up a little bit, but finally coming down. Hopefully this card stays in the $6 range. If you guys need them, pick them up. I think $7 is not bad for a card you play at 2 to 3, especially if he's the max rarity. Europe side, €1, €2, kind of pretty quickly here. Dipping down. Hopefully we both kind of just keep coming down. I would love to see new Maimon. Dirt cheap. Digimon Ace, $13.16. I expect this to come down a little bit more until we see the end game of BT 17 or 17. If we see any hint on Diabormon's win con, expect this thing to shoot up. Just wait it out a couple weeks. We have a good while before, I think, the Angel set. I think it's Angel set, then reveal of BT 17. So we have a good while before we see BT 17 anyway. So just pick these up every other week. I'm going to be honest with you. Don't risk it for the biscuits here, but I think it's going to be important. Europe side looking like 12s, 13s. Holy cow. Good to see it come down on your side as well, Europe. Shadramon coming down, boys and girls. Let this dip down. I don't think the deck's going to break meta form. It was just all hyped up, and we'll have to see if Dino B really makes the deck worthy. We'll have to see. Europe side looking like €10, €11. Crazy. Rust Trianimal, same thing, spiraling up. No reason for it either because the deck isn't breaking any molds here, but hey, I mean, if you guys want to pay 10s, that's on you. I would not buy it myself. Rusty's €5, €7, €8. Yeah, definitely coming down though. Hopefully we follow suit soon. Magnamon X Antibody X Record. Spiking up, boys and girls. The hype for BT16 is affecting the market, so expect this to go up as well. Card is really good. Pick this up a couple copies. A week is my recommendation because once we start seeing a lot of JP toppings, this thing's gonna go. If the deck tops like crazy, you're done with this deck in every sense of the word. Europe side looking like €5. Not bad. Plenty of stock in the 5s. Then you jump to 7 to 8 pretty quickly after the 5s disappear. So definitely expect that. Then Nagasumi here, the alternate art from Blast Ace. Definitely seeing a decrease in this card. I don't know why, because I would surprisingly think this would be one of, if he's the Pro Tag Kun, he's gonna need, he should be a little more expensive in my opinion, but we'll have to see if that continues depending on what happens at the end of the day with the Sons of Chaos deck and theme. So looking down, we're looking at 30s. So definitely, hopefully this dips down more. Europe side, €20, €22, 23s. Yeah, crazy here, but kind of good to see you guys coming down a little bit. But you guys look like you're trending up, so that might be a little bit different story. But I think that's all for the Market Watch. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.